All right, the sound might have been off there, but we are here this morning at the Broadbeach Bowls Club for the clash between Genevieve Delves and Janelle Evans. Val Furbo and Paul Holschke here with you, both with the similar colour bowls here, so this will be interesting. Jen with the red Taylor Redline SRs and Janelle with the Green Masters.
We're very thankful for Wendy, the marker, who's volunteering her time, and without the volunteers, this event would not be going ahead. So we really thank the volunteers for their work.
We certainly do.
Jen with the last bowl. Oh, I think she's done it.
So what have we got here?
It's close.
That's one to blue. That is one to Janelle Evans to kick us off here.
And of course, we're playing first at 21, aren't we, Val?
We certainly are.
So what do you reckon it is this morning? About 10 degrees? It's a bit chilly here this morning when you're out of the sun, but on the front greens where the sun is out in full flight, it is beautiful. So it's a cracking day here at Broadbeach Bowling Club. 4 beautiful greens, full of players from all around Australia and even the world who have come to compete. And for all those at home watching, maybe next year you could put this on your bucket list as a place to come during the month of June. Next year the event will start around the 8th of June. So please book it in your calendar and make your way up to the Gold Coast, where we have some 3,700 entries, which are equivalent to about 3,000 bowlers who have ascended onto the Gold Coast to enjoy this wonderful event.
Yes, it's been an absolutely brilliant start to this tournament, Paul, and I know it's been taking up a lot of your time and the time of Andrew Howie, our events manager.
Absolutely, no doubt about that. It's been very fun.
Yes, it's been an absolutely brilliant start to this tournament, Paul, and I know it's been taking up a lot of your time and the time of Andrew Howie, our events.
So Jen on the mats holding one. She has a second bowl coming down now.
She certainly does. So she'll want to get on the board. Jen, it's been a good start for Janelle, and she'll feel the pressure. First match of singles at the AO, and she's got to play against a former Jackaroo.
She's just drawn a second. She just said to us before she hasn't been bowling much lately. She's been a bit busy with life and
playing golf, Jen.
Lucky her. But she's very much looking forward to this game. Pushes through. Not quite the result that Janelle would have liked, but she's still got 2 more bowls. Oh no, she's got only one left, sorry. Jen's following it down here. She's hopeful for a third. Has she made it? Maybe not quite, Val. So Janelle on the mat. Possibly 2 down, I would imagine. The last bowl. Down on the forehand. I'd say she's trying to trail the jack there, Val. What do you think?
I reckon she might be.
She's going to get a little rub. I think she's done it. It's like golf, Val. When we finish our round of golf and we write the score on the board, we don't say how we did it or how many trees we came off. Being a golfer, I've hit many a tree. Okay. Jen, 1 down. Last bowl. She's coming down on her backhand. Being a lefty. She's hopeful. She's looking at it. How's her speed? Oh, terrific bowl. Looks like she's knocked Janelle's out and would maybe 1, possibly 2. the marker has to say. Marker's holding up one red paddle. 1 to Jen, so its scores are even after 2 ends. It's 1 all. Some high quality shots already, Val.
Yeah, certainly have been.
You can see us there in the background. We'll give a wave.
Give them a wave, Paul.
Yeah, give them a wave.
Give the people what they want.
Yes.
And now, for those who don't know, and I'm sure everybody does by now, you've been dubbed the man of the people.
I don't know what to say, Val.
Now, why is that, Paul? Why have you been dubbed man of the people?
Not entirely sure, but maybe like a bit of a chat. I'm happy to help out. And yes, I guess have that listening ear and a shoulder to cry on. I remember when I was an RBM and people used to say, so what makes a good RBM? And I would always say it's shoulder to cry on and the listening ear. So, yeah. And it's interesting, my parents have come up to the Gold Coast for the fortnight. They're staying up at Burleigh Heads. They're not bowlers, but they've come down to watch and experience the AO, and so people have been able to meet my parents, and the comments were, geez, you like your mum, and that is very true. She's very much the same. Unfortunately, I can't cook sponges as good as my mother.
This has been an interesting start for both of these two.
Well, I shared the scores. It's 1 all. So do we know much about Janelle?
I know that she bowls with Green Masters, and she's from one of our host clubs here at Musgrave Hill.
Terrific.
And already a lot of support coming for her.
Isn't that great? Jen's following this one down. She's keen. I think she's done it. Yes. This green is, especially this rink number 22, is still shaded by the trees and by the buildings, so it hasn't got the full sun yet. So it may take a little while for it to speed up a little bit. So it's probably still a little bit on the heavy side.
Yep.
9:09 in the morning.
And look, we know that the greens are quickening up throughout the day, and the end of the second session and commencement of the third session is when these greens go their quickest. We are going to be bowling from east-west all day as Jen fires down yet another one.
It's her forehand. Coming in. Just running into her own. Not sure whether that gives her 1 or 2, but she will be holding at the moment. Janelle with 2 bowls to come. Is that right, or only 1? Just 1, I think.
Just the one.
The last bowl. What's she doing here?
So let's see what we get. Jen Delves looking to gain the ascendancy. Janelle Evans
Slides past.
just goes a little bit too quick, and let's see what Wendy, our marker, adjudicates.
Could be 2, maybe 3.
They've really not helped us with their bowl colour this morning, have they, Paul?
No, it's not good. I don't know what it's like for you viewers on the screen, and thank you for watching in this morning, especially the shadows.
We are going to get a measure here.
It's just the 1. Jen moves on to 2.
Yep.
Jen had a shout out, didn't she, this morning?
Yes, she did. The Port Macquarie women's golfers, apparently they're watching on, so good morning to them. Jen takes a 2-1 lead here.
Well, hopefully it's a lovely morning in Port Macquarie for these ladies about to head onto the course. I dare say they'll be kicking the dew off the grass.
They will be. So this is the fourth end of this contest.
Looks like Jen prefers her backhand. It's going to go through by a metre or so. But the line's not too bad. What a great outlook that is.
It is. Look at that. Towards the beach. The sun gleaming through, Paul.
It's hard to believe where that fence is. The beach is probably some 300 metres away, so it's pretty close.
Yep, we are right on the water here as Janelle Evans just slides underneath.
Pulled up a little bit short. She wouldn't be too happy with that, I wouldn't thought. In singles, the first bowl is critical. That's what I believe. If you can get close on that first bowl, that really sets up the end. Puts pressure on your opposition.
Yep, it does. And if you're around the jack early, it can really hurt your opposition's line and makes things very, very interesting for the rest of the end. So Jen with the red paddles, of course, and we've got it up there for you for all of the viewers out there. So Carmen French indicating that Janelle has been playing at Musgrave for approximately 8 years and was runner-up in the championship singles in 2023 to Yvonne Lovelock.
Isn't that great that our viewers are interacting with us and giving us some information that we need for our fellow viewers?
That one just sliding past there from Jen. Jen, of course, multi-sport superstar, has represented Australia in 3 different sports.
It's just amazing, Val, that someone could do that.
And she was saying her golf handicap is pretty handy as well. I think she plays off 8.2.
Yes.
And only started again in February, which is unbelievable. Eugene Ferreira joining us again. Good morning. Another day for quality bowls and entertainment. Eugene joining us from South Africa. Jen with a weighted shot.
I dare say it'd be lunchtime in South Africa, wouldn't it?
No, it'd be late at night.
Oh, early morning. Correct.
Yes.
Correct. Sorry. New Zealand would be lunchtime.
So 1 to Jen. She just took the shot bowl out. Beautifully done. So final bowl coming up for Janelle.
Have we got any New Zealand viewers on the...
Oh, I'm sure we do, Paul.
It would be lunchtime there. Or just about. We've had a good contingency of New Zealand bowlers come over for the AO.
We have. As Janelle, has she got that in for shot? You bet she has.
Takes the score to 2-all, I would imagine.
So, 2 apiece after 4. So, at the top of the scoreboard there, you've got end. Just substitute that for after. And you'll have where we're sitting at the moment.
It's 2-all, mate. It's a tight contest at the moment. In for end.
And we've seen across the tournament so far that a lot of players have just taken a little bit of time to feel out the greens and go from there. But it has been a quality start so far this morning from both of these players, and a lot of singles conceded, and had a singles match timed out on us yesterday, right at the conclusion of the day, and that was between CP Ng and Gail Tho. Gail winning that with a 2018 win right at the death. It was 18-all going into the last end, Paul.
Wow. They have 2 hours and 15 minutes to have their matches played by, or have at least
They
commenced
do.
their last end.
Yep, that's exactly right. So 2 hours and 15 minutes. That's the time limit right up until the quarterfinals.
Look at this. What a response by Jen. Takes the jack for a little ride. Covers the jack as well for her, so our opposition can't see the jack, which is always a good thing as a bowler.
It is.
Especially in a singles game.
Helen J. White watching on. Loving the broadcast. Weather looking good from Port Macquarie. Vince Calabrese watching from the Brigadoon Medical Centre. I hope you're okay, Vince. I know you love watching your bowls, so stay safe and hope everything is all right with you. Vince, a regular viewer here on Ringside Live. What's Jen got here for us, Paul?
She's trying to capture another one. She's just going to go through, so she's got one behind, which may be all right. If Janelle is able to spring her front bowl and the jack, she'll have a catcher, so she'll be happy with that. Coming down on her forehand.
Great to see everybody joining us so far this morning. That one's just come underneath there.
A little bit tight. So Jen on her back end again, trying to draw another one.
It's actually quite cool here this morning, isn't it, Paul?
Yes, and then there is no sun. It will warm up. There's no doubt about that.
Well,
We're in
Jen,
for a spectacular day. I think it's going to be 24, 25 today.
something like that. Certainly not started out that way. A lot of dew on the grass this morning and fairly cold. The current temp at the moment, 16 degrees outside. That's what my watch is telling me anyway.
I've got a mate from Melbourne listening in. Krusty.
Good morning to you.
How are you, mate? Hope you're well. It's good to hear that you're listening in to Val's dulcet tones. I call Val the voice of the people.
He does. But nothing can beat the man of the people.
Yeah.
It's really stuck, hasn't it? I think Andrew Howie, the events manager, he told your parents when they came up and they said, oh, you know what, we agree.
Yeah.
Jen Delves, final bowl at the end.
As I said, I take after my mother.
What's Jen got?
Trying to draw a second here.
In the area. Is it too quick? She needs a little rub. I'm not so sure.
Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, just, it is two.
There you go. Just got in.
Wow. She doubles the score, Val. Must be impressed. I've learnt my math at school. So the score is 4-2.
It is. Jen
The 5 ends.
wanting to flex her muscles and seeing the intent early. That is a long jack throw. And we are going to be going tee to tee here, almost. Jack right back, and this is where she's flexing her muscle, just asking the question of Janelle Evans.
Very true. It's not a bad start.
This is on a very good line here for Jen Delves.
Nice start by Jen. She'll be happy with that. She's probably some 2 feet short. But at this length, it's a lot harder to play.
It is. And the bowls, we know they hold a lot more, and those green masters that Janelle's got do tend to do that. Of course, the Australian Open, proudly brought to you by Apia, who are proud to support the event volunteers and officials. And Wendy, our marker out there, is doing a great job this morning.
They look splendid in their volunteer uniforms. So all the volunteer markers, they all are kitted out with a volunteer shirt that they proudly can keep. There's a momentum for our thanks for helping support the event. Without the volunteers, as I said earlier,
we wouldn't be here.
Correct.
And without APS supporting them, we wouldn't be here either.
Correct.
So great to have their support for this Australian Open. Wendy, this is being played at the Broadbeach Bowls Club.
The home of the World Championships. Or one of the 5 venues for our World Championships coming up.
Yes, it sure is, Paul. Looking forward to August 29 when that all kicks off right here on the Gold Coast. Jen Delves, she is holding a couple. And this is going to have the weight.
She likes this one.
She stalked it in immediately.
Oh, look at that.
Genevieve Delves, she even gets a toucher to boot. 3 currently for her.
So for all those viewers out there, when the World Championships commence, you are able to come up and view the great play from all our... we've got some 40-odd nations looking to compete. Entry will be free to all events. We're going to have grandstands across our venues, so please, if you haven't already booked your flights and accommodation to come and see the best bowlers up here in a couple of months, please consider coming up to the World Championships here on the Gold Coast.
Very exciting.
It's funny, Val, I've actually had a few inquiries about will we need to pay to come and watch, but it's all free. So, please.
Please come down to, or come up from, depending on wherever you're from. Jen Delves fires in yet another one. That will be 4 at the moment.
It's a big bowl here.
Or maybe, I think it might just be the 3rd.
It might just be 3.
That bowl at 9 o'clock for Janelle. Just holding things up, but I'm not sure how far away that might be. Jen might still
She's coming in on the backhand, trying to draw it in, trying to cut it down.
How's her line?
A little bit high.
She might crash in, but it is going to turn. We'll see what this is going to be. Marker Wendy has got 3 paddles ready.
Yeah, I'd say it's 3, Val. It's 3.
So marker indicates 3. And Genevieve Delves starts to flex her muscle, moves this lead out to 7-2.
Just like that. That's how quickly the game can get away. So you need to be on your toes at all times. Let's hopefully Janelle can respond here.
Jen has gone long again.
It's a very tactical move. She's travelling through. It may end up in the beach, on the sand. A little bit heavy by Jen. No, it's an amazing day here at the Gold Coast, here at the Broadbeach Bowling Club. Good to see so many people enjoying their games. So as we said, we've got lady singles here. We've got men's 4s on our other greens. So the greens are packed here. Also, for those who may not have, who may live on the Gold Coast and haven't been down to watch, come down and have a watch. We've also got our trade stand. We've got a nice big marquee at the front of the club with...
yes, we do.
Delicious array of apparel that that bowlers can buy. Sorry.
They can bowl.
They can.
There are bowls being sold in there, so it's okay. No, you weren't wrong. You weren't wrong, Paul.
There are bowls to be purchased, bags, shoes,
everything. Apparel, tops. It is truly a smorgasbord in there as Janelle Evans looks to fire down something to get her back on the board. It was 2 apiece, just 2 ends ago, and now we're already on end 7.
Yeah,
and Jen Delves is flexing her muscle. She actually, this group or this section contains Lindsay Clark as well.
Is that right? Wow.
So it's a pretty star-studded section here. Tilly Herrero from Broadbeach and Lindsay Clark playing on the other green 3, rink 21 at the moment.
That was a great response there by Jen.
Yep.
She was 2 down.
Mentally, Jen is such a strong bowler. Doesn't get flustered.
Absolutely.
She's played in the biggest event. She's a national champion. She's won, national titles plus the national indoors as well. Went to Bristol last year to play in the World Bowls Indoor Championships. Unfortunately, her and Rob Briglia fell in a really tight quarterfinal in the mixed pairs. What's she got here? Genevieve. She's going to come through. Will it stop in time? No. Just the 1 at the moment. Jen with the red paddles, of course, indicated on your scoreboard. Janelle Evans with the blue.
So I'd imagine Janelle will be looking to sit on Jen's bowl. If she can push that out, she possibly can make 2, maybe 3, probably only 2.
Lance Kelly saying, Paul, that you've got a very soft voice, except when you're watching Carlton on TV.
I think we should have a rule, Val. No football talk. No.
Fair enough. Not when it's about Carlton, anyway.
Oh, my goodness.
No, fair enough. So I reckon it's going to be 1 more to Genevieve.
Yes, 8-2. Good to hear you listening in, watching on, Lance. He's had a great season at his club. I've heard this year he won 4 major events. Was planning to come to the AO. Unfortunately, wasn't able to come in the end. Unfortunately, Lance's replacement on Tuesday in the men's pairs wasn't able to meet his lofty standards, and unfortunately they didn't get through their section. But they had an enjoyable day, both Zane and Sean on the greens there at Benoa, and thank you to Benoa Bowling Club and putting their hand up in hosting 2 days of the men's pairs. They did an awesome job. Great little club.
Certainly is, Paul, and all of our 14 clubs are fantastic. Yeah, Steve, I've tried to fix those on the camera lens. I know they kind of look like the bowl, but I'm not sure what that is. I've tried to give it a bit of a clean, and that hasn't obviously worked. So we'll do our best to try and rectify that. But I think it's also a bit to do with the sun as well.
Yeah, it's probably the glare. Okay, where are we standing here on this end? Jen trying to draw in for, I think, a second shot. She's just going to run into her own, I think. That's hers. Having the same coloured bowls is quite difficult to...
It is, especially when we're sitting a little bit further away, but that's okay, Paul. We will...
What's the odds of 2 people having the same coloured bowls when there's so many colours out there at the moment, and which is great to see when you look across the greens and see all the colourful bowls and different shades and contrasts, and some are spotted and some are all sorts of weird and wonderful colours, but it definitely brings life to our game, which is great.
It does.
And also the uniforms. It's good to see so much colour on the greens.
And it's great to see so many clubs represented as this one's going to come around.
That's a very good question, Val. We should do a search on how many clubs actually come in.
Yeah, that can be your task for the day, I think. I'll send you off with some homework.
I think we might have to contact Aaron, our IT manager.
Aaron Delaporte, I'm sure he would know, as Janelle fires down yet another one. Let's see where this one can end up. She needs to get herself back on the board. Of course, next best qualifiers do come into it here, Paul.
Great little bowl here.
It is.
Great little trail. She needed that.
16 next best qualifiers coming, Paul.
Yes. So that gives those who don't quite make it through their section an opportunity to still go
Or don't win their section anyway.
Who will be able to make it through to the knockout stages commencing on Saturday.
Jen's on a good line. Needs it to get back.
Coming in, just coming past a little bit.
So,
But that
barring
last bowl,
catastrophe, she'll get back on the board here, Janelle.
yeah, that last bowl will give her a lot of confidence moving forward, we hope. She's coming down on the forehand again. Should be looking just to rest on her front bowl there and try and get a second one.
That'll come underneath. But
she didn't quite give it the speed that was required to make a second, but she'll take the mat and she'll be, I would imagine, shortening the length. Don't you think, Val?
yeah, I think Jen has gone with these longer lengths and it's worked for it.
That's the beauty of this game is that you can mix it up. There's a lot of tactics required, as we all know.
100% there are. And it's such a... Singles is a purely mental game as well as it is skillful.
She's gone a little bit longer than I would have thought. Wow. Obviously, she enjoyed the longer end.
She has, and let's see how this is panned out.
It's good to see the sun breaking through there.
Yep, it's going to be a beautiful day here today as we get a wide array of things to look at when we're sitting here on green 4. So the margin 8-3.
She's just come through a bit narrow. She won't be too happy with that. As I said before, you really want to get that first bowl up close to the jack to put some pressure on your opposition. So she would be a bit disappointed, I would imagine. Here comes Jen again. She's definitely favouring the backhand side. She's got good line. Probably about 2 feet, 3 feet short, I would imagine. Okay, what can Janelle do here? She's on her backhand as well.
Yeah, Jen's line, very, very good. She'd be proud of that.
This is a better bowl, boy.
And Janelle Evans.
This is a very good bowl.
Now, how far has this gone? Now, we know these greens can travel, Paul. They're not at their quickest this morning. So there is a bowl off screen here that is Janelle Evans. If the jack does get pushed back, we will take you to it, to a wider angle. But Jen Delves, I think she's made the correction here.
Yep.
Certainly has.
Terrific line.
So apparently Janelle was in for one at the end of the last bowl. So very interesting to see. I thought that rolled a bit too far.
What can she do here? On her backhand. Just trying to draw it in.
Yep. Will this hold, though? That's the question. Needed to take a bit more grass. I feel she doesn't want to promote Jen's.
She's going to come under it.
She's just come under it as Jen's falls out very late. So still one to the former Jackaroo.
Both players are favouring their backhand, Val. Which is interesting. She's just gone through. Good line again by Jen. Probably a metre through, maybe a bit more. It's hard to tell on the screen. Well, there you go. Janelle has changed her hand. She's going to come on the forehand this time. Here she comes. The line looks pretty good from here. How's her speed?
Janelle Evans. This is looking good. From this angle, has she done enough?
No.
One to Jen still. So Jen Delves with an opportunity to get back on the board with a couple here if she can. A little bit of a free kick, but it's not the easiest one to get to. Let's see what Jen Delves can conjure up.
But at least she's taken second shot, Val, and that's very important in the game of bowls. If you haven't got the shot, you are looking for second shot.
Well, Genevieve Delves, I think this is going to be a couple. That is a magnificent finish.
Very good. Very nice.
And We'll wait for confirmation, but I reckon that's going to be a couple.
Two red paddles. Means Genevieve goes to 10 and Janelle onto 3. I think Janelle may regret going a little bit longer there. I think she might have. It's funny how you can get stuck into a bit of a rhythm or a routine of that same length. But I'm sure if Clive was here, and we're missing Clive, he would have asked her to go shorter, I would imagine.
The last time we were here, Paul, look at how the sun has just extended over the green, and we are expecting some pretty quick speeds here over the next couple of sessions.
Great start by Jen here.
She is well and truly on the money.
She has her line down pat.
So, and this is the thing, so sorry to cut you off there, Paul, but we've played 9 ends so far. Jen has won 6 of them. So 6-3, it's a fairly healthy advantage, but she's only conceded singles. Which is the most important factor, I think, for Jen. Not to mention the fact that...
Well, it's the multiples you don't want to give up. That's when the score starts adding up.
She's won 4 of the last 5 ends as well. And she's finding her line. It wasn't a bad second effort or second bowl there from Janelle. But Genevieve delves.
Here comes another one.
Looking to get in. Just underdid that one.
Pulling up. All right, Janelle on her backhand. Looking to draw the shot. The line's pretty good here, Val. How's her speed?
Well, it doesn't look too bad. Now, how far has that turned? That's one blue. Janelle Evans currently with the ascendancy here in this end.
I think she's enjoying coming towards the clubhouse. Bowling into the sun. What's Jen doing here? She's looking to rest on Janelle's bowl, but fortunately just pushed it closer. She won't be too disappointed with that, Val, because that gives her an opportunity to sit on that, rest on that.
Bigger target.
Yes. And she has the back covered. Janelle's changed her hand. She's gone to the backhand. Here it comes through the
shadows.
Yes. She's just going to cut underneath hers.
So 1 each to come here. Jen Delves would love to win this end and continue to apply the pressure.
It's good to see her asking the marker for some guidance on where the bowl is in relation to the jack, and you're allowed to do that. It's good to, when you're up the other end and you can't quite get the right perspective, so it's always good to ask questions of the marker. Unfortunately, she's just pulled up short.
Yeah, going to come underneath. So an opportunity for Janelle Evans here.
She needs another one, doesn't she, Val?
She does.
We play a lot of pennant in Melbourne in 4s, and we always keep saying a good skipper is able to add another shot with their last bowl.
Yep. Into the sunshine, the bowl comes.
Can she add? It's looking all right here.
But it's going to pull up, I think. Yep.
Tracked beautifully. Just needed another 2 feet. There we are. Look at that. Look at the sun coming out now. It's beautiful here. There would be hardly a breath of breeze.
Not too much. And I was here at 7:15 this morning. It was
frosty.
Very, very bitter. But it's starting to warm up nicely. Almost to the point where I can take my jacket off. But not quite yet, Paul.
Well, Jen's just taken her jacket off. Have you noticed? She's warming up. So the score is now 10-4. And Janelle's gone longish again. surprised about Val. I would imagine she would have played a bit shorter, but obviously she likes the longer ends. She's favouring her backhand again. As I said earlier, if you can get off to a good start with your first bowl, that really puts pressure on your opposition.
It does. These Greenmasters, we know that they can hold. And just went a little bit too fast, but not a bad effort first up.
Not too bad. Jen on her back end.
Jen Delves. This one is looking good. Let's see where it can end. I think it's just going to come under. But is it enough for shot?
Cutting a little bit as well. Well, I think that will be the shot, Val.
Well, it fell out, though. So, let's see.
I think we might have an answer to this issue. With our lens.
Yep, I'll have a look after this match.
Thanks to
Krusty.
Krusty in Melbourne. Have you booked your flights up yet, Krusty?
Now, Janelle has come through, and
I think that will be the shot. The marker is not giving us any love.
She'll wait till the 4 bowls are down. A 10-4 lead to Jen Delves, the former Jackaroo, as she looks to come through.
On her backhand again.
Yeah, this one's just going to come around. Let's see how she structures this end now.
2 to the blue.
2.
Wow.
So Janelle Evans, a little bit of the ascendancy here. Margin was 10-3. Janelle won the last end. Hasn't won consecutive ends yet in this match.
Coming down on her forehand. The line looks pretty good here, Val.
It does.
How's
Janelle Evans. This, well, it just kept moving, but that'll be enough for 3.
That's 3 paddles.
But you'd back Jen to get one of her next 2 in the zone. Let's see how this is tracking. It's coming now.
This could be the shot, I think, Val.
Yeah, that's it. Marker Wendy straight up with the red paddle. And Jen Delves regains the shot.
So Janelle has chosen to come down on the forehand. She's about to deliver it. I would imagine she'll just be trying to draw the absolute. It's not looking too bad. It may
hold. Just needs to pull up, and it goes through. So an opportunity for Jen Delves to extend the margin yet again. She's holding one, looking for the second. So what have we got? Where did it end up? Was it close enough?
1 to Jen.
1.
Takes the score out to 11-4. After it'll be 11 ends.
So Jen has just had all the answers so far this morning, hasn't she, Paul?
Yes. The big bowls when she's needed them. She's just probably a little bit more consistent at the moment. But that can change, as we know, throughout a game. There's ebbs and flows. There's changes of momentum. It's just a matter of being able to catch that right wave. It was interesting yesterday, Val, one of our BPL players for the Adelaide
Pioneers,
Scotty Thorburn.
Yep.
And Jackaroo.
Former Jackaroo, yep.
Yes, Scotty Thorburn came down to Benoa to watch some of his fellow Adelaide Bowling Club members. And I asked him, so it's good to see you down here, Scotty. He goes, yes, but I was going to go for a surf with some of our American players who have come over for the event, but unfortunately the surf was so flat that they weren't able to go out for a surf. So he was a little bit disappointed about that. But yes, but it was all good for Benoa though. I think Scotty had an enjoyable day.
Yep.
At Benoa.
He's a very good man, Scott Thorborn, and Michael Beaumont joining. Saying good morning, fellas. Thanks for the early start. You're welcome. As Jen fires that one right onto the jack. She has
great start. Found
her length coming this way. But the last couple of times we've come to this end, Janelle Evans has been the beneficiary.
She has.
Matthew Blackburn. Jen is fresh off a semi-final run at the New South Wales Champion of Champions singles last week, so not in bad form. This one is just going to come underneath. Was motoring along and that jack would have spilled out, so Jen Delves now an opportunity to put a second in.
Jen's changed her hand. She's playing on the forehand. Majority of her bowls have been on the backhand. So,
but I think the forehand might be one to work. It just needs to pull up.
Yeah.
Or just needs to keep pushing, sorry, but it did.
It's a keep going, mate.
Yeah. It did pull up.
It did.
There we go. Haven't had my morning coffee yet.
Oh, really? What happened?
I didn't have a chance. I'll go straight after this match is finished.
Oh, we'll have to put a shout out to Lucas to get Val a coffee.
No, I'm not going to make Lucas do it.
Good to see Lucas here watching.
Lucas might put something in it. So that one just overdone there. So Jen just needs to correct her weight from before and should be in a pretty good zone.
For another one.
As the bowl exits the shadows.
It's a good line. How's her speed?
It is motoring along. Needs it to stop.
There's another one.
So Jen Delves really putting the pressure on.
Yes, the clamps.
She gets a 2 here. That margin will extend out to 9. So Janelle Evans would love to cut that down. Not sure she'll get the shot, but at least even to cut it down to 1, well, that's not going to get there, and that's going to be 2 more to Jen Delves, I feel.
Marcus got her paddles ready. 3.
There you go. 3 to Genevieve Delves. Well, that
extends the lead quite dramatically.
13 to 4. She's now within 2 ends of victory. Obviously not backing that'll happen, but...
Wow. She's just rolled the jack into the ditch, so...
Colin Bray has already informed me that he won't be here to count the jacks going into the ditch in the morning, but there's one.
Well, what's Janelle going to do here?
She's keeping the mat where it is, so let's see how much power she gives it.
You have to go shorter. You have to. No.
Are we going to lose a second jack? No.
It's another long end.
That's going to pull up.
Well, obviously, she favours long ends as well. All right, Jen has gone back to her trusty backhand. Line's looking not too bad here. How's her weight? Her weight's pretty good. She's right on the money here, Val. Let's just slid through a little bit. She won't be too disappointed with that start. It's always good to have a bowl behind the head. Jen on her backhand as well. She needs to respond here. Otherwise, this game could be finished very shortly. She's just a bit narrow. Good weight, though. comes Jen. Looking to close in on the jack.
Just pulls up short, but still.
Foot short.
That's enough.
It's definitely one.
It's been a brilliant performance in this section. Lindsay Clark, Jen Delves, both of them there. It's a bit of a group of death. This one's going to come underneath, so consistency the key. And Jen Delves is proving to have an abundance of it.
You've got that right, Val. It is a game of consistency. Those who can do it more often will obviously have better results. And just talking to someone the other day about this and practicing and doing drills and really honing your skills is an important element to improving your game. And just playing pennant and social matches is not enough to work on your particular aspects of your game that you may need to work on. So
what has Janelle got here, Paul? Just comes over the top. I thought it might have turned, but it held out late. So Jen with a couple here. We could be on for a third.
On her backhand again, looking for another.
Possibly even a fourth. Let's see where this one ends up, though. Doesn't want to crash. That's okay. No harm done for Jen Delves. 2 still at the moment. If it stays that way, it'll be a 16-4 lead as Janelle fires down her last one of the end.
Coming down on her backhand again. Should be just looking to rest on the jack there or rest on one of Jen's front bowls. And she's just slidden
She
through.
snuck through.
Another 2 to Jen.
So Jen moves within 5 of victory.
It's amazing how quickly the game can get away, isn't it, Belle?
Yep. It can motor along very, very quickly. And Jen has been on the money from the get-go.
It's good to see the sun is nearly halfway across the green now.
Yep. Those trees and the cover is they'll be gone very, very shortly. And we know that second session towards the end, we know how quick these greens can go. So a bit of a shorter length here for Jen.
Oh, it's still
longish, but definitely not
medium to long.
Not where she's been putting it, right on the tee. Gone a little bit further, but let's see what Janelle can respond with.
She needs a good first up bowl. Fortunately, I think she's going to come through. Yes, unfortunately for her, not what she would have hoped for. She's probably a bit nervous playing an Australian superstar of 3 international sports that she's played in. My goodness.
So Jen wants it to hold around, so has corrected with the similar line. If you look at those 2 bowls.
She's had good line most of the day,
Yep.
Jen. Most of the morning.
Just the weight was a little bit underneath. What can Janelle respond with?
The line's not looking too bad here. How's the speed? She's looking for the jack even. No, just going to cut through.
Doesn't get it, but it's enough.
It's enough for the shot.
1 blue paddle raised in the air from our marker, Wendy.
Jen on her forehand. The line's pretty good.
It is.
Comes down to the...
Yeah, this is going to cut it back down. This is a Jen Delves shot. Brilliantly done.
That's a great response, isn't
by
it?
the Raymond Terrace prospect. What do you reckon this grass is playing at this morning, Paul? It's going to speed up throughout the day. Yesterday we timed it about 16 and a half, 17 seconds in the middle session.
I'd imagine at the moment you'd be looking at 13.5, 14 seconds.
Good effort from Janelle.
It's a beautiful surface. The greens here are magnificent. To the Broadbeach Bowling Club, Les and his team, they do an amazing job here, and the bowlers are truly thankful for all the work that they do in preparing these greens for the event. And I just know from
Jen puts another one in. Sorry, Paul.
All the people I talk to, they just want to come and play at Broadbeach. They said, "Oh, can I get drawn at Broadbeach?" Doesn't quite work like that, Val.
You are the man of the people, but you have your limits.
Yes, it's, as they used to say, the luck of the draw, or I say now it's the push of the button. And once that button is pushed, it's a random draw, and you get allocated to wherever the computer allocates you to.
That is true. Marker holding up 2 paddles for Jen. And
2 more to Jen.
She is now in the checkout zone within an end of victory.
I like that, the checkout zone.
That's an Alan Faulkner term that I've picked up. We've discussed it a lot on Rinkside Live over the last couple of days. There's also the term the springboard, but I don't like that as much. I think the checkout zone.
I do like the checkout zone. That is very good. For those who can do their math, she just needs 3 more.
3 more. Her last, she's won the last 4 ends now. A 1, 3, a 2, and a 2 have gone the way of Jen Delves. And she is tightening the screws. She wants to go get a refreshment, a coffee in between matches. Next up, I think Lindsay Clark will be 3rd for Jen. That is correct. So Jen's next match will be against Tilly Orero of Broadbeach, and Janelle will take on Linny. John Roberts comes and has a visit, standing right next to us. He's doing a wonderful job. He scared me senseless yesterday with his hooter.
You got to stay away from
very
that
loud.
hooter, Val. It is very loud. All right, Janelle is holding after her first bowl. Jen's in the ditch. She'll be looking to correct here and keep her bowl on the green.
Yep. So one to Janelle Evans. Jen wants it to stop, and it will. Obliges nicely for 1. Jen needs a 3 to end it now. Of course, we must thank the Australian government, or the Australian Open, being supported by Major Events Gold Coast and the Queensland government through Tourism and Events Queensland. Without them, there is no Australian Open here on the Gold Coast. It is fantastic as Janelle puts in another one.
And the city of Gold Coast.
Yep. It is sensational.
Certainly is the place to be in June. If you're sitting at home down in Melbourne, Tasmania, or anywhere where the southern states where it's a little bit chilly.
Jen Delves, has she got the jack? She's spliced it a little bit closer.
This is certainly the place to be.
Weather in Melbourne at the moment, what is it, Paul? 13.7.
No, it feels like 10, though.
Feels like 10. Clive and I have had that discussion a lot. Who wants to be the feels like guy?
Nice little trail here. Has she kept it? Oh, it'd be close. What's the marker going to say? 1 blue. Well done, Janelle. She'll be happy with that. Oh, Jen's going to go down and have a look.
Which you are, of course, entitled to do.
After your 3rd bowl.
Got Tyler watching from North Carolina in the USA. Great to have your company, Tyler.
And what time would it be over there, Tyler?
Be mid-evening. I think North Carolina is sort of a similar time zone to New York, so I'm going to say maybe...
She's having a run at it here. Val, looking for the jack in the ditch.
She's not far off. Oh, Jen Delves, that is a fortunate result.
That's a nice way of putting it, Val.
That is as fortunate as they get.
Well,
she was in the area.
She was in the area. She had good speed.
Be a little bit demoralising for Janelle Evans.
It would be.
I would assume so.
Her last bowl, what can she do here? She'll be looking for either the jack or the bowl.
And she's not far away.
And she's got it.
Got the jack.
Well.
And now, well, jack in the pit.
Done. That is
Her
awesome.
3 bowls are all standing there. I don't think Jen's in the ditch as a toucher, so I think this could be as many as 3.
Let's see what the marker has to say. What a result this was going to be. This is going to...
Maybe, well, they are measuring here.
Okay.
Maybe, I think Jen's on the way through to the ditch might have touched. Sensational effort there. Marker puts up those 3 paddles, and indeed it was 3. A sensational bowl from Janelle Evans. That is
nearly bowl of the day so far.
It certainly is, Paul.
And she needed that. Could this be the start of a run? She needs consecutive ends.
Hasn't done so yet.
But look what's happening here, Val. Called for this. A shorter end. A much shorter end. Let's see if this can start a bit of a comeback. Looks like she's going through. She's grabbed the jack. It's not too bad. Jen on her forehand. How's her speed, Val?
Oh, her speed is good. Her speed is very good,
It's
Paul.
Exceptional. It is a great response.
Especially after the jack was moved. 18-7 the score. I've enjoyed this match thoroughly so far. Jen has just had all the answers, but that last bowl from Janelle Evans in the previous end, magnificent.
Here comes.
Has she done it again? She's trailed the jack twice in a row.
3 times in a row, Val.
Oh, yes, that's true.
The previous end. Well,
Makes
Marker
things
will be running out of
chalk.
chalk spray.
Has Jen just done this again? Crashes into hers.
And
stays. I reckon that's for 1. 1 for Jen.
Yep, 1 red. Thanks to Wendy, our wonderful volunteer marker. Looking very splendid in her volunteer outfit. Again, we thank all our volunteers for all their help and support in
We do.
keeping this event.
Proudly supported by APIA, who are proud to support the event volunteers and officials.
Here comes Jen's bowl. What's she doing?
Walks in behind it. I reckon this is 2.
She just runs
It
into
is.
her own.
That's 2 for Jen.
2.
With 1 to come. So,
She's going to change her hand here, Val.
yeah. Now, Janelle.
She's going to look for a little trail. Like she can pick that ball.
She's underneath.
Yeah, no.
So, Jen delves. This is a free kick for her.
She's got 1 bowl to win the match.
Yep.
Val.
She's holding to. She strides purposely down the green.
This could be it, Val. The way she's been bowling, you would not be surprised if she can't add a 3rd. On her forehand. How's it looking?
Good weight.
Lines.
Wants it to turn. Wants it to turn.
I reckon this is another one.
Yeah, we're shaking hands
What a
now,
great-
surely. That is a brilliant bowl
That is
from Genevieve Delves.
Absolutely brilliant bowl. 3 red paddles. 3 plus 18 equals 21.
And that is it. Completed. Genevieve Delves gets the job done. 21-7. An amazing victory from her. And Paul, amazing effort from you.
Oh, it's a lot of fun, Val.
Certainly was. I'm not sure if you're going to join me again, if you're going to try and run off, but it's been a pleasure having you on the broadcast this morning, Paul Holschke. Thank you very much, and well done.
Andrew and I are going to do a little bit of tag teaming today.
Well done with everything that you've done throughout the tournament so far, mate.
I've got a few BPL Cup events to set up today. So
beautiful. All right, well, that's it. Paul Holschke and Val Febo joining you for session 1, where Genevieve Delves overcame Janelle Evans in the opening match of day 6 here, women's singles action. 21-7 the score. Big thank you to APF for helping us support this Australian Open and also Australia's Gold Coast and Tourism and Events Queensland. We will see you very, very shortly.